Hero Cox here. Just wanting to say, you can't ban anime. That is impossible. Okay? There are several reasons why. I'll go through a few of them. All right. Number one, anime is a genre. Okay? Yes, yeah, that's the issue with me. These people, or like to shout, out of touch grandmas, they want to ban things, ban things because they saw something in there or were told something that were bad. There was some bad things in there, and yeah, technically speaking, there are some. All right, there are some. I'm not gonna say there aren't. I'm not gonna talk about the worst ones I've ever seen, animes I've ever seen, but most nasty things I've ever seen in anime. But there was one pretty nasty where I think criminal couple, were killing people while performing sexual acts on each other. So yeah, if you know, you know what anime that is. But yeah, that has happened in an anime, yes. But I also saw anime where it was really good. You want to basically hang out with these characters. You actually, identify with them. There's ones for children. There's one talking about how awesome God is. A super book. Hello, flying house. Actual Bible stories in anime. Okay, people that did that. Okay. So that's good anime there. There's some issues sometimes with it, but still, it's good anime. Then there's anime like My Neighbor Totoro. It was, I wanted to hang out with that. I enjoyed seeing that family together. That's that father and the two daughters. And I was hoping the mother would be okay. And I was enjoying seeing the kids hanging out in that with the Totoro, big old Totoro thing, and having a fun time. And then later, when the youngest daughter is lost for a little while, gets lost for a little while, and there's a moment where it's really scary to me because they find a child around her age's sandal in a lake. So they're wondering if she drowned in the lake. But then they're like, oh wait, no, that's not her sandal. And then they find her hanging out with the Totoro, the cat bus. She's okay. And then when they get to hang out with the mom, she gets over her illness. And it's like, yeah, these anime are just epic and amazing. Akira Toriyama, it was Dragon Ball Z, but Hayao Miyazaki did it up with that one, and other ones like it, and all kinds of other anime out there. And then of course you have anime video games. You really want to ban anime when Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls just is about to come out? Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, for those that don't know, is an actual anime. It's a Japanese anime style Avengers fighting game. You get to play as Iron Man, Kamala Khan, Spider Man, Star Lord, all kinds of other characters in anime style. All right, that stuff is amazing. Yeah, you cannot be banning as genre. You can speak out against, say, stuff you saw in anime, stuff you saw and stuff, and then you're like, yeah, no, I don't like that. I do too. Recently, there was a thing where I saw someone using there's a nasty. There was like this nasty thing where it's like, basically put a different character that was in the nasty machine. Nasty machine, in there, and it was like, yeah, check it out. I put this character that wasn't in there, anime character that wasn't in that machine that killed the other character. I put that character in there instead of that character. And it's like, that's nasty. I don't like it, but I don't like it. I'm not going to say, yeah, we should ban that. That's up to the person to do that. I still don't like seeing that. It was horrible because the other character, I heard about it, and I'm not going to look at it. I don't like blood and gore. But yeah, the character was killed horribly by that machine. So it's just like, yeah, putting Asuna Miku or whoever in there instead. And she's like, ha 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 ha, check it out. I'm like, ugh, I don't like it. But still, I'm not going to do that. And it's like, basically people can do what they want in certain ways. It's art. And then it's like, I think I've seen One Punch Man, drawn or superimposed into things, or whatever, and it's hilarious. I like that. That's fine. No, that's something that you can do. Anime helps make that possible. And I was wondering if are they going to fight? You going to ban football? Football and basketball, Baseball, ban, make it so people can't watch the World Series no more, or the Super Bowl or the NBA playoffs. You're gonna, ban that because I've heard of injuries from basketball, and football, and baseball. I've heard bad things can happen in those games. I've seen some bad stuff happen in those games. You're gonna ban the whole sport, ban that stuff. Or we're gonna ban romantic novels and romantic comedies. We're gonna ban entire channels like Lifetime and Hallmark. We're gonna ban those. Of course not. Can bad things get on there? Relatively speaking, yes, it can be bad romance novels and bad, movies and things. You're gonna ban those? No, it doesn't work. You cannot ban genres. And then the third reason why you cannot do it, it won't work. You can make stuff as illegal as you want to make it. We'll still figure out ways to get it. Because we want to see it. We want to see what we want to see, and you're not going to stop us. Find us all you want, do all kinds of stuff you want to do. It's not going to work. We're still going to see it, so this is a waste of time. It's better to ban, fight against, illegal immigration. How about that? How about that stuff? Good treatment in the workplace. How about that? Thank you. Good pay. There's all kinds of things you can work on instead of this banning anime. So stupid. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.